Well, give me a second. I'm just gonna put my stream on the phone so I can make sure it's working. But yeah, it is day 25 or 29. Jeez, this month went so fast, and it's been pretty fun, pretty cool seeing everybody's work, and trying to keep up myself. I feel like I haven't got a chance to paint like this in a while, so it feels really good to just have a little routine and, you know, I don't know, it's just fun finding time to paint every day, just in a little, maybe an hour or so, even if I'm out and about. And I've been doing it on my phone lately, the past few days, just, you know, even hanging out with friends or whatever. So it's been a good test of like in the field painting, I guess. But so one thing that has been happening though is people with really large canvas galleries now, like over 100 paintings or over 200 paintings even. There's very few of you out there, but those who do have it have been running into some bugs with the gallery getting too big. So the way that the gallery was working was not super efficient. So the past, I guess, few weeks have been just trying to come up with ways to fix that and make the gallery better. And I think it's working now. It's kind of been a tricky restructuring of the gallery to make it better, because I don't know if this is too technical, but basically before, the local gallery, the offline gallery, basically was holding all of the data of every canvas in the thumbnails, which was actually horrible. Like the little gallery thumbnails were holding data, which is not a good idea. And so it's equivalent of if you it's a difference between telling someone the address to your house and actually giving them your entire house. So I was giving each thumbnail the entire house every time instead of just the address to the house. So now that's been resolved, which was more tricky than it I feel like it should be, but you basically have to do a little dance with the browser's local storage. Well, not local storage, I'm using this thing called IndexedDB for browser storage, but it doesn't have a true file system built into it, so you have to kind of break things out into their own little individual files and save them in a bit of a weird way. But anyway, it is working now, and it is way faster and should be also less power consumption, because before, the other problem is every time you did a save, it would try to sync it. You know, it would check if your date modified times were matching up with the server modified times, and it would have to get all the canvases, which included all of their heavy file data, and try to compare that to the server. And that was a horrible way to do it as well, because you don't need the entire file, you only need the metadata, or like the date modified and all that. And so that's been fixed as well, so that you don't have to grab all the files every single time. I think that's part of the reason why we were getting some crashes on bigger galleries, and hopefully that is fixed now. I've been doing some testing, painting the past few nights with this new gallery system, and it seems to be holding up, and haven't gotten any serious problems yet. But then again, I'm not doing paintings that are as intense as some people. Like Peter Colas, I've been talking to him, and he's been doing like more intense paintings that take over 2 hours or 3 hours sometimes, and have a ton of strokes. So I'm trying to make it so that those kind of paintings, the more hardcore paintings, will work properly. But it's been interesting learning about all this stuff. But yeah, hopefully I can paint in peace now without having to worry about the gallery. There's been tons of like little fixes too in terms of memory consumption. Like before, the layer thumbnails were having an issue where the thumbnails would not go away ever. So you know how like if you have this layer palette open, every time you do a stroke, it pops up in the little thumbnail. The problem is every single stroke would I thought it was replacing that thumbnail image, but it was actually somehow the browser would just never let go of that. It would just keep accumulating more and more and more and never let go of the old images. So it was just a memory leak is what they call that, when the memory just keeps going up and up and up forever. So yeah, past updates have been dealing with memory leaks in particular, just trying to go around and clean up all those kind of things, of which there were a good amount of them, and so hopefully things are becoming more stable now. The thing about web development and JavaScript in general is that, JavaScript is a language that's used to make websites, including WEBBYPAINT, and it has this thing called garbage collection, which is kind of a funny term, but basically it means that whenever you don't need anything, or whenever JavaScript looks at your code and it says, oh, you don't need this little chunk of data anymore because you've basically thrown it away, or like you've replaced it, or the context in which you were using that data is over, then it'll just assume that you don't want it anymore, and it'll try to just get rid of it or garbage collect it, which will free up some more memory for future stuff. But in some cases, JavaScript doesn't really catch everything, so you might have to like manually tell it to garbage collect certain things. Like one weird one, for example, is that let's say you have a button and you are you put some an event, or let's say you have a button and you told JavaScript that, okay, when you click this button, I want you to listen to this button, and anytime somebody clicks on it, then you can do this operation, right? So that's called an event listener in JavaScript. And the issue is that, let's say this button has an event listener on it, but then this button gets deleted. So for some reason, this button is gone from the window. It's deleted from the program. I don't care about the button anymore. It's in my head, it's gone. But JavaScript actually keeps this button around, even like it keeps it in memory, even though it's not visible, just because it had that event listener on it. So because the event listener was basically saying, hey, I need to pay attention to this item, then it told the JavaScript garbage collector that you're not allowed to throw this thing away because I'm listening to it. So there's a lot of little weird things like that I mean are easy to miss, I guess, and you just have to be aware that those are some like little special cases where things can go wrong. Anyway, that's probably a little bit too much JavaScript talk for you guys, but that's what my past couple weeks have been. It's just been like learning about all this stuff and trying to figure it out. But it's kind of fun. I'm weird like that. I like these strange little puzzle things. I'm totally lost in my painting. Oh, I thought I was on this umbrella instead of this umbrella. Oops. So let me get back to actually painting here. I am probably going to be putting out a form for the end of HEAVYJAN for anyone who wants to enter for the prizes and stuff. So I gotta make that soon. And again, it's okay if I noticed a lot of people this year did not want to post online or on social media, and that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm just gonna have that form at the end, so it's gonna be like, oh, just have a link or proof of some sort that you did the paintings this month, and you know, if you did a painting every day, then you're eligible for the prize draw. Okay, so this umbrella I screwed up. It's actually like over here. And I'm also screwing up the scale of everything. But yeah, these kind of stability bugs are pretty bad because I would consider that to be the worst possible thing that could happen in a creative app, is if, you know, you lose some data that you were working on. That's horrible. That is the worst feeling. So I definitely have this stuff as like priority number one right now, where we just definitely have to get rid of all those kind of problems first, and then if this is stable, then I can get back to doing cool stuff like, you know, actual features or bug fixes that aren't catastrophic, like file problems and stuff like that. So I'm excited to get back to actual features and stuff. But this is part of the package. Nobody's gonna use the program if it's like unstable, so it's gotta work on this as a priority first. The problem also with these kind of bugs is like they're kind of hard to reproduce, to the point where like it seems random, and even the people that report the bugs aren't really able to get them consistently. So those are the toughest things to fix, because you don't even know if you fixed it, you know, reliably. But and then the other tricky thing is sometimes, especially iOS, Safari seems to have little like special cases just for iOS, which screw up some of the file storage stuff, but we'll see how it goes here. At the very least, this version should be much more efficient, so that the operations that it is doing are way more friendly to the computer. I do expect it to be taking less battery also, because I noticed that was sort of a problem too, where, you know, grabbing all those files over and over was probably sucking up battery, I think. Hey Lucas, hello Alien. Thank you. So for example, with all these changes to the gallery sync, I think the time to do the sync check on my gallery at least has gone down from, like, I think before all the changes it was around 900 milliseconds to do a sync check, and now and this is a gallery with about I think it has 300 canvases, and now that's down to about 20 milliseconds. So pretty huge improvement in for the syncing, and that's just because it's basically doing the same thing with much less work, which is cool. Do, 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 do. This month also I've been painting a lot with lab colors and liking the lab colors a lot. I don't really know how it works. Like my brain doesn't know how it works, but my heart does. I kind of you just play with the sliders and it sort of gives you what you want eventually. The one thing though is that gray is in the center, just like RGB. So you put them right in the middle and then that's gray. And if you want black, you have to be in the center. Otherwise it's like a saturated color like this. So yeah, lab is cool. I think I understand why people like it so much. So if you want this less saturated, then just move it closer towards the center, like this, and then now it's more of a gray. Yeah. Hey Josie. Have you played with the lab yet? Yin Harry was the first one, I think, to request lab sliders like years ago. Back for heavy paint, actually, he wanted lab sliders. And I just couldn't do it at the time, but finally it's in. So he's been back to playing with WEBBYPAINT now, which is cool. And then also Jeremy Fensky has been asking for lab for a long time, but I don't think he's had time to play with it yet. Hopefully he likes it when he checks it out. One thing I've been enjoying lately too is putting, like, not being so beholden to the order of depth in when painting. So like, for example, before I would probably save this stick, or the umbrella stick, for the very last because it's in the front. But I've been liking to put it in and then have to paint around it, because I feel like painting around the stick actually looks nice, because you get a little bit of negative space on it, and it just looks more charming. So like, let's say here I need to paint away some of the negative space, so let me go back in here and paint. So before I used to avoid this like the plague, you know, and just be like, oh, I need the background to be completely untouched, but I kind of like it now because it makes it look more like a actual painting. Or I don't know. Or maybe this is, does it look, does this look more amateur-y when you have the painting, like, strokes? Or actually no, that doesn't make any sense, because I've seen plenty of super amazing paintings that have this kind of like painting around the object type of technique. But then there's also these genius people that can just paint directly, like layer by layer, and they don't ever make mistakes, so that their background is just completely untouched and it just looks super clean. I'm not sure which one is better. Maybe they're both cool. Right now though, this way of working is, I think, easier on my brain. It's less thinking to just put what you see down and draw around it, than having to like meticulously plan out everything and make sure you don't make any mistakes. Because if you screw that up, you can't really get it back, you know, if you're going the other way. Focusing on getting the dailies done. Yeah, I guess it's not. I mean, but dailies are a good time to experiment. You can try new things. That's usually when the only time that I learn stuff is with little tiny experiments. And it's even better if it's something that's quick and like doesn't matter so much, because then it's, you know, you don't have any pressure to make something amazing. You're just doing a little thing. Recently started to play with heavy paint and stumbled upon something. I don't know if it's a feature or bug. I don't know either. It could, who knows? I mean, there's plenty of features and plenty of bugs. But yeah, what is happening? You let me know. I'll tell you if it's if it's if it's supposed to be there or not. traces of erase on the layer. Well, that is one of the rare cases where it's kind of like a bug and a feature, I guess. Oh, I don't know. That's a known issue. I wish it wasn't like that, but that's just how the rendering engine is for Heavy Paint. I've tried, like, I literally spent months trying to figure out how to get around that, but I don't think there was a way to do it with Godot engine, so that's just how it is now. I wonder how it is here. Did I fix that on WEBBYPAINT? Let me check. Probably not. Well, one thing though is the erase is, I think, a little bit better. Where's my eraser? I'm gonna lose my 180 streak with this erase. Oh, no. Where the heck is erase? Am I blind? Where is erase? Oh my gosh. So another issue with Heavy Paint is when you erase something and then you draw back over it, you'll see like a ghost of the old thing. But I think that doesn't happen in WEBBYPAINT, I believe. Because WEBBYPAINT is actually lower level, like there's more control over the drawing engine with WEBBYPAINT, because for Heavy Paint I was using a game engine and it kind of handles some of the drawing aspects for you. Not all of it, but it was not as you don't have as much control over the drawing. So there were certain things like this erase alpha that were messed up on Heavy Paint. These are the kind of things that, like, I tried so long to fix and I just couldn't get around the engine. So that's one situation where I think JavaScript and like web browsers actually is a benefit. Okay, let me see if this is actually gonna save. Yep, it saves. So yeah, anyway, I need to stop repeating myself, but the gallery is much faster now. So even though these poles, the umbrella poles, they look black, right? But they're actually pretty damn green over here. This is very green, so I think I messed up here, making it too orange. That looks a lot better to me now. So this is a case where my brain is tricking my eyes. My eyes can see the actual color, but my brain just says, oh, it's an orange pole, so it's gotta be orange up there. No, just, you gotta tell your brain to just shut up and listen to your eyes instead. Same thing down here. I'm like, oh, it's an orange pole. Nope. It's a green pole down here. And then up here too. Oh, this umbrella is orange. Nope. Nope. And those gradients are the trickiest thing to get because they sneak up on you. You don't like realize that it's changing until it's too late. It's like what is it? Or I don't know. Aren't there experiments where they like slowly make the environment more hostile, and then or they slowly raise the temperature of the water, and then the frog just like never jumps out of the water, it just boils. I feel like that's sort of what's happening with these little gradients here. Just never realized it. Oh, also save time has been improved too, so it's not really noticeable on this canvas, but if you have a bigger canvas, it should save like at least twice as fast, I think, because of the way that the new save system works. Before, when you were auto-saving or saving in general, it would create like a copy for the autosave system, but now that the autosave system is one and the same with an actual save, which is going to be more robust and faster this way. So we still have autosaves. Shift tab, and here's the latest one. You can go back in time. A pretty good spread here. Valorization. I think it's interesting how you tile in smaller shapes bit by bit rather than blocking in large matches of people. Yeah, I'm still not sure what's the best way on that front also, because I have seen, I mean, all throughout school, basically we were taught to block things out, the big shapes first, and then go smaller, and that's, I do kind of naturally feel like that's a good way to go. Like, it makes sense. But then I've also worked with a bunch of super amazing artists that don't do that, and they just go like piece by piece, almost like a printer. They'll just start at a corner and just slowly fill out the whole entire thing, which is weird to me, but it works. And they're really good with it. So I don't know which way is better. I think maybe if you're okay, I think it depends. Maybe if you are confident enough and like good enough to where you don't make that many mistakes and you don't have to do too many adjustments, then going like the printer way might be more efficient and faster, because when you go from like big shapes to small shapes, you might, I guess, have to repaint things more. Whereas if you go like section by section in little tiny bit printer way, then once you finish painting a section, it's like done. You don't touch it again, you know? So I don't know, maybe if you've done thousands of paintings and you just know everything, then doing it the printer way might be faster. I don't know. Which way do you guys paint? By the way, I'm not saying that I like I don't feel comfortable with the printer method. Like, I don't think I do that. I think I maybe to do like a little bit of both. But I'm not at the point where I can just start at the corner of the painting and crawl across it. Like, you also have to be extremely good with proportions, like, and drawing, if you're doing that, because for me, when I start drawing something, especially tiny details, I'll always make it too big and then have to like scale it down afterwards. Like in the beginning, I even made this umbrella way too big. It's still too big. It should be like two-thirds of the way, and it's more than that. So I don't trust myself to be able to hit my proportions correctly. Maybe I should try to do a painting that way and see how it goes in the future. One thing I probably should do is make this smaller. I'm probably missing a whole bunch of stuff. Like, just making this smaller, now I see, okay, the floor needs to be orange. Let me go do that. Okay. And then it's like red and light up here. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing for me, is just the size that you're painting is, for me, it changes what my outcome looks like the most. I think it's because I have a very hard tendency to go into details. It's something I've been trying to shake off for my entire art journey, I guess. Like that's something that I was doing in school and just forever. I'm like very detail oriented, I guess. So I do everything in my power to try to like counteract that. Or set myself up to not get lost. Another thing I've been trying to think about lately is what if I treat the painting like it's a map, so that I'm not trying to paint what's really there. I'm just trying to paint a map of what's there. You know, like, or I guess I'm trying to paint something that where I don't know, like a symbol of what's there. No, maybe that's bullshit, because actually I do try to sort of match everything. But I think that's what a lot of my favorite painters do, is like they kind of turn it into a symbol. Because of course it's impossible to get everything, all the information. Like, my brain wants to be like Google Maps satellite view, but what my heart, I want it to be more like, I don't know, I guess I could have overlays for landmarks and stuff, but I want it to be something more simple than satellite view. I want chunky view. These are too orange. It's better. Oh yeah, one other thing that's added lately is there's a little bit of stats on the bottom of the canvas, and it shows you how much memory you're using for your video memory, and it shows you how many strokes are on this canvas and when the last time the autosave was. Might have add an option to take that off or to turn it off too, but for now it's nice to be able to see what's going on. One side benefit of the autosaves being faster is that now there should be less jank when you, because sometimes when if you had a big canvas and you're auto saving, it would like freeze for a second while you're drawing, while it's auto saving. So that should be reduced now, hopefully to a imperceptible level. Oh, references. I don't know. I'll take pictures of just random daily life stuff if I think something's interesting, and then just like this picture was a few months ago, so if I'm super excited about the picture, then I might paint it like in that week when it was taken, but usually I end up just saving them for later. But it is good to always be taking photos of stuff, whatever you think is interesting. I don't know, this one, the lighting is sort of fun, so. Okay, the sky is more green than blue. I give up. I submit to the green. It's gonna be green everywhere. Or maybe it can be a little bit blue, like way off in the distance, far away from this sign. Let's see, the shadows here are even darker than this. Wow. Let's see. This doesn't have to be perfect, just something. It gets pretty saturated in here. There's so much stuff going on in the floor. Oh yeah. I just saw that movie for the first time last year. pretty, not bad. Tom Cruise's hair was very gray, or he is very gray in that movie. Actually, that movie kind of feels like a little bit like Lost in Translation, except, you know, two dudes instead of Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. They're just two dudes running around an empty city at night, doing, well, I guess they're not really doing similar things, but they're just wandering around this city, doing stuff. And also, like, seems like music is kind of a big part of the movie, because there's not much else happening. The music has to carry. Uh-oh. Oh. Never mind. False alarm.
Please, mister, don't touch the tomato. Please, mister, don't squeeze the tomato. Oh, you touch me, yam and me pumpkin and potato. Goodness sake, don't touch my tomato. All you do is to feel them. Man ain't you tired to squeeze them. All you do is to feel them. Man ain't you tired to feel them. Touch me this and you touch me that. Touch me everything I've got. Feel me plums and me apples too. But here's one thing you know can do. So please, mister, don't touch the tomato.
Oops, I need to move this thing over.
Mister, take this advice from me. The more you look, why the less you see. But if you just must have your way, you can double the price you'll have to pay. All you do is to feel them. Man ain't you tired to feel them. All you do is to squeeze them. Man ain't you tired to squeeze them. Squeeze them, you feel them. You Now you hot like a coconut. Nuts are nothing but before the tempter is sure gone hot. So make up your minds now, what is what? All you do is to feel them. Ain't you tired to feel them? All you do is to squeeze them. Ain't you tired to squeeze them? You feel them, you squeeze them, you feel them, you squeeze them, you feel them, you squeeze them, you feel them.
Straight up. Cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, 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 cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, cash out, cash out, cash out, cash out. Riding in the car with no keys, straight up. Louis V shirt with no sleeves. Oh God, slaughter gang nigga, I'm reppin'. 21. Chopper get the preaching, I'm the reverend. 21. Call him new era, he capping. Yeah, them the type of niggas I ain't that on. When I book a show, make my back end cash in. 21, Uncle Sound Dog, I'm Texan. Riding in the coupe and it's a sport. Yeah, my bodyguard look like a horse. Straight up, she gon' suck me up like it's a chore. Oh God, to the La Ferrari on the tour. 21, buy a Richard Mille when I get bored. Bored, put my side pieces out the porch. A Porsche, money turn.
Glad to hear that, Tony.
I put Chanel on my feet and European model got Chanel on my seat. Put me in a third world country in the middle of the slums. I'ma turn it to $1 million street. For real, I made this, so it's $1 million. Straight up. V12 BBS, I fell in love. Straight up. Walking your session, you ain't rapping about nothing. My invoice gon' be $1 million fee. Hop in a Bentley and slide. What? Issue my chain and you die. Say what? You know my method. I'ma turn your shirt red, man. Nigga, see your ass how high. Oh God. Mama got a bed, she smile. 21. Then she got a house, she cried. 21. Nigga to the stand, he lied. Held court in the streets and they gave his ass lies down. I'm getting
Ooh, wait, I should do the blue first. Seems like they get pretty blue.
In her fur hat, she got a guy, but she purring back. I'm looking like where he at, nigga. Get out the way. That girl my babe, rock on my hand. No, this ain't the Wayne. This shit neon, yellow like peon. And on both sides, yeah, you can see I'm beyond. I looks like slaves, a garage like yeehaw. Horses, more keys in the peon. The one came with an umbrella like Rion. A nigga, let's be honest. Be honest, track me the life, nigga. So they put me on it, nigga. You don't be on it too. Got 3 Ks. I think he just might put a sheet on it. Ice so white, motherfucker, you can ski on it. Look, any stone I'm in, no less than 6 digits. People the rooms right side, I sit in it. Go to watch your kid with a dick in it. And skirt with a plane, just me and my bitch in it. They was talking about 100 million, baby. Just know it was big business. And stay full with them racks like hit tennis. And no money from the account, go get interest. You got that back end from that back door. I got off at 2.5 on the last show. I declined cause the stage didn't reach my ethos. They know that I'm sick with it. Look, play what you wanna do. Me, I don't like violence, but the guns do. Cause that gorilla right there, he gon' hunt you. While me and my bitch come stars like the sunroof. And if you wanna flick up, I don't want to. And if you say no cap, I can't trust you. Nigga, I'm the headline, you a +1. I got some brand new thoughts in the new silk scarf, and my bitch do too. Double all talk, and I got like 2. Turn on that bitch, and it hit like 2. In the mirror, who that nigga? I'm like you. Anytime I do something, motherfuckers like oof. Oof. Cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, cash in, cash out, cash out, cash out, cash out, cash out, cash out, cash out. Buy one of you niggas. Cash in, cash out, cash in.
Oh yeah, I'm a slowpoke. I don't know about you guys, but for these sorts of situations where there's a window or a grid pattern, I absolutely prefer to do it this way, where you just do like every single little tiny square instead of trying to do like, you know, just filling up the entire thing and then drawing the grid lines afterwards. Although, maybe it's a mixture of both now that I think of it. Because maybe you can do the grid, the fill and then the grid for like the far away stuff where it all blends together. But then for the stuff that's closer by, then you can be more detailed and draw in like every individual square. But like for example, this area here, each square is basically different color anyway, so I think it's nice to just give each one a little bit different color by painting them individually anyways. I don't know, it to me individually looks more charming usually. I'm not doing 4 rows though, I'm doing 3 rows because I'm lazy. And my stuff is not really lining up properly, but oh well. Oh no, I screwed up. Liquefy tool to the rescue. I should have painted these, or painted the background to be the correct color first, though. I think the wall becomes more orange as it comes towards us. This wall is giving me a hard time. I'm not sure what color it is.
Crazy. Give up all this pussy cat that's in my lap, no looking back. Spaceships don't come equipped with rear view mirrors. They dip as quick as they can. The atmosphere is now ripped. I'm so like a pimp. I'm glad it's night. So the light from the sun would not burn me on my bum when I shoot the moon. I jump the broom like a preemie out the womb. My partner yelling too soon. Don't do it. Reconsider. Read some litter. Sure on the subject. You sure? Fuck it, you know we got your back like chiropractic. If that bitch do you dirty, we'll wipe her ass out as in detergent. Now hurry, go on to the altar. I know you ain't a pimp, but pimp, remember what I taught you. Keep your heart, 3 stacks, keep your heart. Hey, keep your heart, 3 stacks, keep your heart. Man, these girls are smart, 3 stacks, these girls are smart. Play your part, play your part. My bitch a choosing lover, never fuck without a rubber. Never in the sheets like it on top of the cover. Money on the dresser, drive a compressor. Top notch hoes get the most, not the lesser. Trash like the buck for $40 But them bitches too scary. Your bitch chose me, you ain't a pimp, you a fairy. Baby, you been rolling solo, time to get down with the team. The grass is greener on that other side. If you know what I mean, I show you shit you never seen. The 7 wonders of the world. And I can make you the 8th if you wanna be my girl. I say my girl, I don't mean my woman, that ain't my style. Need a real street stalker, walker, green mile. Be piling up the paper on the dining room table. Cause you able to realize I'm the truth and not a fable. Baby, rockin' Russian sable, keep that chiller on the rack. What I look like with some $1,000 shit up on my back. I'm a $1 million bitch that need $1 billion bitch. Put my pimpin' in your life, watch your daddy get rich. Easy as ABC, simple as 1, 2, 3. Get down with UGK, Pimp CB, you with me. Cause what's a hoe with no pimp, and what's a pimp with no hoes? Don't be a lame, you know the game and how it goes. We try to get Jones. Any, many decisions with precision. I pick or make my selection on who I choose to be. Girl, don't touch my protection. I know you want it to slip, but slipping is something I don't do. Tip for life. That's like making it rain every month on schedule. Let me tell you, get your parasol umbrella, cause it's gonna get wetter. Better prepare you for the sea support. She's supposed to spend it on that baby, but we see she does.
Ass Paul McCartney. The lawyers couldn't stop this. Slaughter of them pockets had to tie to a rock.
Send her into outer space. I know he wish he could, cause he paying 20K a day. That bitch is eating good. Like an infant on a double D titty, just getting drunk, cause you miscalculated the next to the last pump.
Dump in the gut, raw from the giddy up. Better choose the right one or pick the kitties up.
I think this little area under the table is my favorite for this picture.
Hey yo, I'm gonna be on TikTok. That's all my eyes can see. Victory is mine. Yeah, surprisingly, I've been laying, waiting for your next mistake. I put in work and watch my status escalate. Now I'ma start collecting props, connecting plots, networking like a conference. Cause the nonsense is yet to stop. Jake, shake me down. Haters wanna take me down, break me down, clap. All they heard was a sound. Yo, I scoped it out. I took your weak dream and choked it out. Your bitch don't really got no ass. She just poked it out on the D-Lo. I'm saying you versus me, yo. We can do this shit right here. In front of your people, see time is money, kid. And BS walks. And to me, it's funny, kid, when you meet heads talk. I see feds talk. They wanna dig up the dirt, son. Is it me they hawk? Cause I be putting in work, son. Be on TikTok. That's all my eyes can see. Victory is mine. Yeah, surprisingly, I've been lame, waiting for your next mistake. I put in work and watch my status escalate. Your cornballs get stonewalled, blackballed, I own all. The veteran, running my plan, I'm the better man. Crazy raw, doing my job like the mob, blazing y'all and disappearing in the fog or a mist. And chicks can't resist what I kick. They be begging for attention on some more of the deals, Nick. Word up, baby. Someone may have to get hurt up, baby. Shit is mad shady, but I got to get the gravy.
Alright guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up later, but thank you for joining in today. This update seems to be working well over here, so I'm gonna probably push this to the live site later today. So watch out for, it'll be version 0.16.106 when it's up. But I'll post in Discord anyway. Okay, hope you have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time.